I'm crushing my list. I'm doing really good with it. And I think the thing I'm the most proud of right now is that I'm staying under 250 pounds. Weight is something that I've struggled with for a very long time. I've been as high as 312 pounds, and I more sit in the 280s. My body just likes to be 280 pounds. I figured out some tips and tricks that work with me with dieting, and I want to share them with you guys. So one of the biggest things I noticed is the lighter that I am. So when I'm at 250 pounds, I have more energy and I want more energy. 6 little tricks that sort of keep me lighter. Number 1 is staying active. You know, it's not a secret. I train, I do cardio, I go snowboarding, I do jiu-jitsu, I walk on the treadmill during meetings, I stay active.
Gonna build a home in the land of giants. Gonna build it strong with sun-baked bricks. Build it near a river where I can hear the water. And spend the rest of my days writing poems about being brave. Gonna build a home in the land of giants. Gonna build it strong with sun-baked bricks. Build it near a river where I can hear the water. And spend the rest of my days writing poems about being brave.
The scraps from the juicing, and we give these to the goats, the deer, and they love it. This is actually the most exciting part about juicing. So I did carrots, I did celery, and I did apples. Nice and simple.
Number 2. Now this gives me more energy. I don't know what else it does, but it seems the days that I do this, I feel better. And that is, I get something in my system prior to drinking coffee in the morning. So in the past, I used to wake up 4:30 and be drinking coffee by 4:45 on an empty stomach. Now what I do is I juice on Sundays, I make all my juice for the week, and I drink half of a juice in the morning, I drink the other half at night. And something about getting that in my system prior to coffee has given me tremendous energy throughout the day.
Bury me under the mountain, deep in rock among the gods, drowning in the immortal fountain. I'll overcome the odds. Bury me.
Next up, and I learned this from, I did a 90-hour fast. I realized that a lot of times when I'm hungry, if I just drink a bunch of water, I'm not hungry anymore. Which makes me wonder my whole life, if I was just thirsty and I thought that was hunger. I wish I would have known that sooner. You guys might already know that, but I just learned it at 40 years old.
Left to move. I'm standing here in my truth, anchored in my roots. Go!
This free motion machine by Prime is like my favorite free motion machine. And the one thing this has that other free motion machines don't have is you can pull the arms in for a dip. We used to have like a separate dip machine that we only used for essentially dips. And now we just use the free motion. We try to get the usability into the gym, fit more equipment. That's why we have so much in here, because we look for little things like that.
Under the mountain, deep in rock, among the gods, drowning in the immortal.
Next up, I love to snack. I'm the king of snacking, just eating MRE bars and just shoving stuff in my mouth for no reason. With my schedule blocking and my time blocking, if I do that properly, I forget. I forget that I want to snack, and I don't allow myself time to wander around and think to myself, what can I shove in my mouth? So staying focused on your work has helped me tremendously, not consuming extra calories.
Bury me under the mountain, deep in rock, among the gods, drowning in the immortal fountain. I'll overcome the odds. Bury me under the mountain, deep in rock, among the
Man, thank goodness Brandon's here, or I would have just kept working. He just hit me up and said, hey man, I got you food. It's 1:18 and we are gonna do the first meal of the day. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have eaten. What do we got here?
We got
Coffee.
a giant. You got the giant one. You got El Poke Bowl.
Oh, Brandon. Oh, that's meal one. That looks really healthy. I'm gonna be fucking shredded. Next up, my 3 meals during the day, I allow them to be somewhat dynamic. So normally I eat 3 meals during the day. I eat 2 prepped meals. That's meals that Dana makes me. I've instructed her to keep them very boring. So it's 8 ounces of some kind of protein, half a cup of rice. So that's my 3 meals during the day. I also have trifecta meals. If I'm feeling like I need a morale boost, I'll make a creative trifecta meal. I call this dynamic eating. All right, so we haven't eaten in a while. I know I'm behind on calories, so I'm actually gonna eat a little something this time. I've actually been pretty excited about these 2 things here, both trifecta meals, and I am pumped. So this next meal will be my turkey taco bowl, which I haven't had this yet, but Dana says it's awesome. These are like little egg bites. These things are awesome. This is also by Trifecta. So we're 5:30. Probably be my last meal at the warehouse. I'm gonna try to get home by 8 tonight. So the reason I'm eating this meal right now, honestly, I stack trifecta meals. If I'm doing really good mentally, I'll eat a prepped meal because they're boring. But if I feel like I've been working too hard or I like need to treat myself or a reward, I'll eat the trifecta meals because a lot of times they're like more flavorful, they're exciting. My prep meals are like midday when I'm feeling great and I'm like, yeah, let's keep going. So this will give me like a little bit of a morale boost, you know? Wowie. We missed the sunset. I forgot to film that. Been designing all day today. 8 hours of designing right now. I got probably 3 more hours to go. Feeling awesome. I love this, man. The thing I like, all work you can do this, right? You can put passion into everything. With design and with this brand, I can put passion, symbolism, and meaning in to everything. So one of the things that we're working on doing is updating some of the branding and some little tweaks on the Forever joggers and the Forever shorts. We're dropping off the name Forever because essentially we're expanding that collection, picking animals that makes sense to name after. So the first one we started with was the Oscar pants. So I found a really interesting photo of Oscar and I drew him and then made a logo. And the ones today were really interesting because I'm working on hang tags and packaging and everything. And the Forever joggers were like our first really cool piece that we did, right? The original. And I was trying to think, I was like, yo, they're like the GOAT, man. They're like the greatest joggers of all time. And I was like, oh, I'll name them the GOAT joggers. And then I decided to name them after Max, which Max actually died 5 years ago now. He was the first attack. We had a grizzly bear attack. The dogs were there for that. This was prior to the dogs. We actually had a mountain lion attack. The mountain lion jumped in. I would assume he would have taken any of the other goats, right? All the other goats they're smaller. They don't have horns. But Max was the one to die. It was a really hard time for us in 2019. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, he had the horns. He was the oldest, he was the male, he was the protector. And the goats are so aware of when there's something in the woods that I can only assume that Max decided he was gonna try to protect everybody and essentially sacrificed himself. So we're calling them the GOAT joggers. I drew up the logo, I did all that, and then I was designing the hang tag and I realized I wanted to write a letter to Max for the hang. I wanted to write a letter for Max on the hang tag. So that took me a surprisingly long time to write him a letter. I know a lot of people think that's stupid and silly and whatever, but I think I owed him a letter. He was one of our first goats ever. I mean, he was awesome. And I just thought it was really, really appropriate. I'm really enjoying myself. I love what I do for a living. I love all the meaning I can put into a thing and all the care, and I can just go as crazy as I want. And it feels really, really good. All right, next up, and this has really helped me, date night is my one cheat meal a week. So I know that every Thursday night when I have a date, I don't eat like a full maniac, but I know that's like my one thing to look forward to. So a lot of times I can stay away from bad food or overeating because I can look forward to that one cheat meal, and I've paired it with date night. 2 birds, 1 stone. Now, I'm not gonna show you guys my last meal because I'm gonna go home and not take my camera with me. I'm gonna do a piece of salmon and rice, and then half of my juice and then go to sleep. Really happy with my physique right now. Like, I've been training, I've been watching the footage of myself. I don't feel like I look 250. I look more like 260, 270 on my frame, and I'm really happy with it. I know I didn't really set any fitness goals this year. Just under 250 is my fitness goal, but I'm feeling something. And I missed Dana's challenge already, so I'm not gonna do that, but I'm feeling something. Let me know below if you guys would be interested in something, some kind of fitness thing. Like maybe I'll lose 10 more pounds and actually really get in shape for kind of the first time in my life. But I'm feeling something because I'm in this pattern and this routine, and it all just, I don't know what it is, but I feel something. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I had to get back. I got 3 more projects to finish so I can get home, and I want to get them done. I'm a daily vlogger.